And we are live with session 26 of our Drowned Gods campaign. Do we have Akalupu notes today?
We do.
All right, let's get started with those.
All right. Did we do any sailing last time?
No, a little bit. So we picked up when you guys were about a half a day's journey away from the island.
Okay. All right, so I think maybe that was it. Was just gusty and a little rough on the ocean. We approaching island of Buba, we see pointy flying dogs who speak to us.
I don't think you have dogs on your island either. Probably more like pointy flying sheep because you had domesticated sheep.
There we go.
Domesticated.
Pointy flying sheep who speak to us. The sneaky one talks to them, and we begin making friends. We are the favorite of the pointy sheep and are taken to get food. Our host, Jessica, the cool one. Our host is Jessica, the cool one. We have an annoying monkey who's named Cocoa Butt Face.
That's not what he was named, but I'm sure that's what Akalupu remembers.
That's what Akalupu remembers. After we eat super yummy food, we find out about 3 people who are trying to be king of the island. We stay the night with Jessica, but we sneak out, look around at night.
Nope, that's that is it. So everyone reset your hero point pools to 1, and who other than Abe, who's given it the last 3 times in a row, wants to give the recap for a hero point?
I could do it this time.
All right.
I got this. I think Akalupu nailed most of it, but missed maybe some of the political backdrop of the island.
Akalupu was far too distracted by the Impossible Burger, which he still can't shake this feeling that something was wrong with it, but he's not sure what, and it was still the best thing he's ever eaten. But there's this gnawing doubt in the back of his mind.
So we're coming up to the island, and they strangely didn't question us when we did our whole chanting, sailing around the island mumbo jumbo.
Well, they kind of did. Yasuka just spent the entire time yapping.
Right. It seemed like it was right in her wheelhouse to just kind of walk and talk.
Yeah.
And by walk, I mean fly alongside of us. And so she was our tour guide for the evening. She gave us the lowdown on all the family drama. Well, maybe not family. I don't know how related all of these pointy sheep are. And so it sounds like their former leader left under mysterious circumstances. We noticed that it's almost all lady unicorns, and so they had a female leader.
Well, only Akalupu noticed that, and he did not point it out to anyone, so nobody other than Akalupu is aware of that fact yet.
I kind of pointed it out.
Akalupu was Akalupu likes strong ladies on this island. Literally no information about the gender disparity in there. So no, Akalupu did not point it out.
And then, they could figure it out from there.
I'm just saying, Akalupu did not point it out.
But we were able to infer that
nobody other than Akalupu knows it yet.
That the last leader was a queen.
Yes.
And not a king.
Yep.
And so their old queen left mysteriously.
Or is dead, you guys don't know which.
Yeah, and PPOP thinks that could be his mother. But then these two factions arose on the island. The good faction, the evil faction, and the anarchist faction.
I mean, that might be the impression you got. What Yasuka said was that there was, on the left side, there was a faction who wanted everyone to work together, but in kind of a weird way. And then the right side faction wanted people not to work together, but also in a weird way. And then the people in the middle don't really have a leader, but they kind of have a leader, and they are like not on either side. And they also, she said, were dangerous and might beat you up if you talked to them. But she did give you an in. She said that a character named Blackfire, I think I got that name right. No, Black Rock. So someone named Black Rock was quote unquote pretty chill, and that if you said Yasuka said hi to Black Rock, they might not beat you up.
So yeah, then we basically just called it a night in the barracks because Yasuka was able to find us a place to sleep, which is basically like stalls for horses, like stables, right?
Yeah, you're in the barracks stables pretty much, and you've got like your own stall in there.
So it's a little disconcerting, maybe not the most comfortable, although Akalupa's at home.
Compared to living in, you know, your primitive huts, this is as nice or nicer. Because I mean,
but everything's big. It's off-putting.
That I can see. Yeah, it is a little bit too large. I mean, the like the swinging door into your stall only goes up to like chest height, so it's not like crazy high. And you did have to like drag apart some of the hay mattresses to make it into like separate ones for each of you, I'm sure. And then also, you know, Mano Anui tried an interesting concoction while you guys were getting food. Anyone remember that?
Mano Anui remembers that. The quad espresso.
Yeah, Mano Anui, when he was ordering, just said caffeine. And so the waitress brought him a quadruple espresso shot, and that almost killed him. Luckily, Sammy rolled really well on a heal check and also knows about caffeine, so she was able to take care of that before his heart exploded.
Totally unrelated. I was just watching a YouTube video where a guy was like super hyperactive, and this guy with him was like, "How many coffees have you had today?" He said, "I had 6, but they were all quadruple espressos, so that's what, 24?"
Yep.
And he looked at the camera like with crazy eyes.
Yeah, I mean, he says that though. He was probably just on cocaine.
That tracks. It was a video about drumming, so he was like a rock star.
Yep.
Oh dang. Oh dang.
Yeah, that covers most of it. Don't forget that Akalupu still has an unknown stone that you guys don't know what he does in his bag.
Yeah.
A pink stone. And then let's see, was there anything else important that you learned? I don't think so. That was about it. Other than that, the unicorns, much like the island itself, you know, the island doesn't smell like vegetal and earthy like an island should. It smells, you know, like we've discussed, like a boba tea shop. Well, the unicorns also don't smell like, you know, horses, you know, wet fur and sweat. They also smell like, you know, lilacs and lemonade. So luckily, even though you're in the stall, you're not having that typical, oh goody, horse dung smell.
That Akalupu would mind.
All Okay, so yeah, we dropped off last time. PPOP was tired and going to bed, while the rest of you were gonna head out and explore. Is that still what we're gonna go with? Oh yeah, and Jason, make sure you give yourself your extra hero point.
Woot!
Yep, I think so.
Mono still has way too much energy to be still.
Oh yeah, Mono Anui is not sleeping tonight. Like, between the fact that he's an elf and normally only sleeps 4 hours and then that much caffeine, you're just not sleeping at all. Tomorrow, you'll wish you had. All right. So, let's pick up with those exploring. So Sammy's agreed to go with you, so it's everyone except PPOP. Let me just move him over here. Where are you guys going? So you guys are currently back by the beach, over at one of the guard towers. So if you remember the island, let me pull up a. Oh, I forgot. You guys are still on this map, not on the one where I just moved people. So you guys are just like, wait, what happened?
Exactly.
Yeah, just like, wait a second. What? Moving who? How? This is like, we're just a boat. What are you talking about? All right, so there's the island. Once again, thank you, Anna, for your glorious artwork. I love all of the islands so far. So you have the island, which is several times larger than Outset Isle. So Outset Isle would probably be, if you were taking like a straight line, not over the volcano, so like a fairly easy route, would take you probably a day and a half of just like straight marching to cross the whole thing. This is several times larger, so you would expect to get from kind of the beach up to the top of the hill is probably a day's journey by itself. To like obviously to the top of just one hill, and a fairly hard one at that. You guys are kind of, if you look, there's the area toward the valley where there's a little bit of a bay there. That's where you guys put your boat. Some ways a little bit toward that starfish on the beach is where you guys are currently. There are guard towers dotted across the beach. I think there were about 8 of them in total. And then there is kind of where those trees are, and then a little bit to the right where that like blue goop is. Kind of between the two is where Ponyville is. So that's the small village that Yasuka brought you guys to, where her favorite little salad shop is. And then you guys haven't gotten to explore inland much. You kind of know mostly what you've seen from circling around the island. So the beaches are fairly uniform across the entire thing. They're made of a very smooth pinkish sand that is not as coarse or rough as you would normally expect from a beach, certainly much less than your beach back at Outset Isle. And then as you go inland, you have, it starts to get more jungly. So there's a lot more trees, and you have somewhat thick, denser underbrush where there aren't paths already cut through. There are cobblestone paths that seem to go to major locations, as well as signage that is unfortunately written in Pony, so you have no idea what any of the signs say, but they seem to be pointing to places. You know that over on the left hill is the people that quote unquote want everyone to cooperate, but in a weird way. Over on the right hill is the people who want everyone to compete, but also in a weird way. And then in the middle are the people that don't seem to agree with either camp. And then, yeah, you could go back to Ponyville. You could start going down paths looking for other areas. You could go into the forest. You could start trying to climb one of the hills. There are definitely some areas that you have running water if you wanted to follow a river. What kind of stuff are you trying to explore?
Well, Maro Nui was more thinking about just like kind of getting some intel on some on what's going on. You know,
Okay.
that was my plan at least.
So it is nighttime. Most of the ponies will be kind of settled in. You could try going to the guard tower. I'm sure someone's on duty there. You could go back to Ponyville. You could see if there's some, weirdos wandering the beach at 2:00 in the morning. There always are.
So there's no like secret meeting rooms with clandestine meetings.
Not that we know about yet.
I think we should go kind of look around the outskirts of town.
All right.
What do you guys think, fellow compatriots?
Kalupu's good with any.
Can you guys make this decision outside of the stall? Some of us are trying to sleep here.
Okay. Mono is gonna shuffle up while giving PPOP a dirty look. He interrupted his thought process. Now that we, do we see anything as we leave, or is it just what we saw coming in?
It's nighttime now, so things do look a little different. You can see lights coming from Ponyville, which you're somewhat used to because you guys have those glowing bugs. But these, instead of the kind of greenish sheen that you're used to from your glow bugs at night, is a much yellower one, one that reminds you much more of fire, which you guys are, learning to use, but really haven't needed it for lighting that much since you've got that covered. And then you can see the guard tower also still has some lights on. If you look at the top of it, there appear to, every once in a while, you can see a moving silhouette of a unicorn. So there seems to be people on patrol up there, keeping a lookout. And then otherwise, the beaches are much less crowded than they were before. With only a few random stragglers here and there in places. A few couples on the beach that you're worried to get any closer to, just in case. At least you should be worried to get closer to them. I don't know if your characters actually are. And yeah. Otherwise, it's not like there's been an earthquake and the island is suddenly transformed in front of you.
Okay. Are the towers surrounding the town, or are they surrounding the island?
The towers are dotted along the beach.
Ah.
And the only one that you can really see from where you are is the one that you are right next to. They're spread out far enough that you would have to hike a ways to get anywhere close to another tower.
Let's go into the wilderness outside of town. Just snoop around.
So you're going to the outskirts of town?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you head there. That's easy enough. You just follow one of the cobblestone paths toward the source of light. And before long, you're pulling up toward the outskirts of town. You can see that the activity is definitely significantly more subdued than during the daytime. All of the stalls and shops that were open when you were led through earlier by Yasuka seem to have closed down. There are no longer various merchants hawking their wares and singing the praises of their various products. And a lot of the it's still early enough that most of the houses seem to have lights coming through windows, and there's definitely still a few people walking the streets going about various business.
Are their wares still in their stores?
No.
Oh.
Akalupu is definitely peeping in all the windows, like pressing his face up against them and like staring in.
So a lot of them seem to have shutters that make that very unfruitful. But a few of them, you're able to look in and see different scenes. A lot of them are just people having meals. There are a few where they're doing other activities, singing or dancing or cooking or crafting or other things like that. Sadly for Akalupu, all of the fun scenes that he's probably looking for are generally done on the second story. Which is also something that Akalupu notices, though. So as you guys were approaching the island, one thing that seemed confusing was why these buildings were so tall. They were far taller than anyone needed for just roof space. But looking inside, he can see that these buildings seem to be divided. Generally, there's a floor above the ground, which is a foreign concept, and some sort of a uneven ramp that leads up to these other floors he can spot a few times. And so guessing by the windows, he can probably see that these are various different separated areas separated by these little floors, some of which are 2 stories, some of which are even 3 stories.
Whoa.
It's like there's this floor, which is on the ground, and then there's the floor above the ground floor, if you will.
No. And then just as a warning, to Akalupu to keep in the back of his mind, if you remember when you guys first showed up, Yasuka was asking if you were with the pervert goblins and said that they showed up and being perverts, they lit them all on fire. So just, maybe a little caution.
Akalupu will maybe try to remember that.
A little bit more discreet. Mono knew he's going to be specifically looking for like activity, like signs of not normal activity, if that makes sense.
All right. So yeah.
So like maybe thieving people or raiders or
Did you say
raiders? Like yeah, raiders. People coming in raiding.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, sadly you do not hear screaming and the sound of like torches being thrown and any of that. And you do, however, at one point as you're walking the streets, you hear a voice from a dark alleyway that goes, "Psst, hey you, psst."
Mamoru's gonna kind of look around, make sure you point to himself like, me?
Yeah, come over here.
I walks over.
All right, so as you...
Suspicious.
Oh yeah, you're just looking for raiding and people stealing things, and they're the suspicious one for standing in a dark alleyway. Excuse them. All right. Yeah. So as you approach the dark alleyway, you can see that it is a unicorn clad in a unicorn version of a trench coat. And
which is what, just like a blanket?
I mean, it's got like, it's buttoned up with a front and it runs like down to her knees.
And it's got like the popped collar, so
Yep.
They've got like a Dracula collar around their mane.
Exactly. The difference is just that, like, it looks like a trench coat, except that in the front, but then the back kind of extends to go all the way down past the haunches.
What do you want?
Hey,
Can I help you?
You looking to buy some shrooms?
Shrooms?
Yeah, shrooms. I got the good ones.
Huh.
Except that she also still has her Valley Girl accent, like everyone. So it would be more like, "Hey, are you like looking to buy some like shrooms or something? I got the good stuff."
What are these? What do they do?
They like totally let you see things.
Oh.
Like, have you ever been like just walking along and thought, man, like this is so boring? Wouldn't it be more fun if, like, you know, everyone at the concert was like their hair was on fire?
So they give you powers?
Well, they don't give you powers. It's more like they just, you know, make things more interesting.
Oh, like what was that stuff called? Was it Seafoam? Is that what it was called?
Yep, that's the stuff you guys make back at Outset Isle.
Oh, so like Seafoam.
No, not like seafoam at all. Seafoam tastes like weird and salty. These are like really like nutty and buttery.
That might mean something to me if I knew what butter was. What do you want for these? I've got I don't know what I have. What do I have?
It depends on like which one you want. And she you see the tip of her horn glow similarly to when the waitress was you know, carrying around a pad of paper and a charcoal stick to write things for your order. You see this unicorn's horn glows and it unbuttons the trench coat, and and then flips one side open, and tied up in, you know, the trench coat, you know, dude selling watches style, are a few different mushrooms. There's a couple that look somewhat like what you're familiar with for the psychedelic mushrooms on Outset Isle that look kind of like shiitake mushroom style. But then there are also some very different ones. There's a purple and black one that is tall and long instead of having a wide head. And there's another one that's very bulbous in shape, and it is red. Like a bright red with these like dark yellow kind of what are those little like stringy bits that mushrooms have sometimes? I don't know. Flanges. I can't remember what they're called.
Hmm.
So do you want like the basic bitch mushroom, the lady in purple, or like the bloody knees mushroom?
Honest. I don't know. What is that purple one?
That one is the lady in purple. It's like not my favorite, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better than the basic bitch mushroom.
What is it? What do you recommend?
Well, if you like want to really have a good time, then like bloody knees is the way to go. Now, you might wake up in the morning with bloody knees and like not remember what you did, but like it's gonna be a good time.
What do you want in return for this?
Well, the bloody knees, usually I sell for 50 bits.
Mono is just gonna like look at the ground and like pick up some dirt and rocks and like bits.
No, that has like dirt and rocks. Bits are money, and so you see again the magic glow on the horn, and a saddlebag kind of opens itself, and then you see a few round pieces of some sort of shiny material that all have a very rough hewn shape, and then kind of like a unicorn face on one side. And so she holds those up. These are bits. Do you not have money?
I don't think I do. But how would you feel about some charity? And I'm gonna cast Charitable Urge.
All right, let's see what that does.
Like, I don't know if it's my internet or my browser, but it's like taking forever to load the description. There we go.
All right, so you speak on the virtue of charity, compelling the target to give away its possessions. The target must attempt a will save. If the target has no items on its person, the spell fails. Alrighty, so let's get a will save for her. What's the DC? 19.
Yeah.
And then let's see, what is her will save bonus? All right, +8. All right, you got lucky. So, extol the virtues of charity.
So we are just strange, poor foreigners here. We've even been described as cats, or little cats who washed up upon this island. And we just, like anyone, want to have some fun. But being in such a sad state, we have no bits. He gestures towards the shiny pieces. And we've heard of the renowned character of the people of this great island. And we know that if you look into your heart, you'll do the right thing.
So you can see her tear up.
Girls just want to have fun.
So you can see her tear up a little bit at the magic's force, and maybe a little bit your speech, though it's unlikely. And yeah, she's like, that is like so true. Like, I could like totally give you a free sample, I guess, since you guys are like so broke. And so she the magic once again glows around one of these red and yellow mushrooms, and she lifts it up and floats it over towards you. Here you go, little guy. I hope that like life gets better for you. And then she turns over to Sammy and says, you need to take better care of these guys. I mean, like, guys are stupid and like this seems normal for them, but like you should at least be, making sure they're not this totally wretched. Sammy just like mumbles something, just like yeah, sorry. And then she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go see if I can find some other customers. You guys like have fun with that mushroom. And then she turns around and disappears back down the dark alleyway.
Or Mana Manui is gonna examine this mushroom on a bit of a closer basis. I wouldn't have like any context to know anything about this, would I?
Nope. I mean, you could like use nature to try and figure some stuff out based off of what you know about mushrooms. Really, Peepiopi is the person with mushroom knowledge, though.
Oh, that's right, because he was spend his time with Loki.
Yep.
I'm gonna store it and ask him about it later. Like, cool.
You're not gonna just go ahead and lick it immediately.
Do it.
He's holding
Do
it
it.
in sight of Uncle Lupu.
I mean, Akalupa's first thought isn't to lick it. I mean, maybe if it was like a little closer to its face.
Monoanui's gonna bring it up and smell it.
All right. It smells pungent, like smelly feet.
Oh. So not quite something you'd want to lick.
Well, it depends. You know, if you've ever had truffles, they're considered a delicacy, and they smell like dirty feet. So clearly someone smelled a truffle and went, I want to eat this.
Monoanui's thinking about it. He's gonna cut off a little piece of the cap, hold it up, and eat it. I don't know if you're supposed to eat mushrooms. I'm not gonna lie, but that's what he's gonna do.
All right, you know, we'll see if this is jumping into the volcano all over again. All right, so we cut back to Peepiopi in the stall. Peepiopi, you're tossing and turning in your bed of hay, and you seem to be sleeping very restlessly. And then we cut to you, and you are wandering around in a forest. You are looking for your mother, but you can't seem to find her. Every time you turn, the forest just doesn't make any sense. You can't seem to get your directions straight. Anytime you try to look up to, you know, maybe get your bearings based off of the stars or the direction of the sun, you just can't see anything. It's like the branches overhead are just so thick you can't see the sky, and it's an eternal twilight down here on the ground. Almost like the forest you guys first met your spirit animals in. And yeah, you find yourself just wandering rather lost before you come to a fork in the trail, or what passes for a trail around here. It's perhaps you know, an animal trail of some kind. But you can see two more clearly defined trails splitting off to the left and the right.
I close my eyes and spin around and see which path ends up in front of me.
All right. Do you want to roll for that then? All right, so you are facing the path on your right, as best you can tell.
Let's do it.
All right, so you go down it, you wander again for some short time. You can feel the undergrowth is continuing to encroach ever denser. You can feel it scratching and cutting at your legs, and it almost feels as if the roots on the ground are grabbing at your feet, trying to drag you down and stick you in place. But after struggling on for some time, you come back to another small clearing, and once again, you have the left and the right trail ahead of you. It looks eerily similar to last time.
I'm gonna take the right again.
All right. So the process repeats once again. Your limbs are continuing to feel heavier and heavier as you're dragging yourself on, and then once again you find yourself in a very eerily similar clearing, left and right paths.
Left path.
All right. You take the left, and it seems slightly different this time. You can feel, instead of it feeling dense and as if the undergrowth is encroaching, instead it feels as though the plants are slightly giving way for you. However, you feel a darkness, as if the shadows themselves were watching you. And then after some time, you once again come to an eerily similar clearing with left and right paths.
Why? Why is this happening to me? Ka, if you're there, guide me.
All right, you hear the echoes of your voice disappearing into the thick underbrush, and then silence for some minutes. And then just as you're starting to give up hope, you hear what seems to be a woman's voice coming from behind you. You can't make out anything about it other than just a faint sound.
Who is that? I'm gonna follow the voice.
All right, so you turn around, and rather than going left or right, this time you head back the way you came. And it feels very different than either of the times you've gone left and right. In this case, not only are the plants starting to subside and thin out, also you're starting to see cracks of light appearing and shining down through the foliage above you, sending out God rays through the fog around you. And after wandering on for some time, you come to a clearing. However, this one, very different than the one with the left and right paths, is an actual honest-to-goodness clearing. You see a wide field of grass around you. The obstruction from above is finally gone, and you can see the bright, hot rays of a summer sun shining down into this field full of clovers and flowers and grass, all of it extremely impossibly verdant and colorful. And there in the very center of the opening, you see a unicorn. She's facing away from you at the moment, but you can see that it is a white coated unicorn with pink mane and tail.
Mom? Question mark?
No response. She has her head down and is just... All right. So as you approach closer, you start to feel uneasy, as if something were wrong, though looking around, you can't really find anything out of the ordinary. But then as you are about 10, 15 feet away, you call out once again, Mom? And you see her ears pick up and her head lifts, and then slowly she turns around to face you. But somehow, once she's turned around to face you, it's Loki's head on the end of a horse's body.
Ah!
So yeah, with that disconcerting sight, you start awake, finding yourself drenched in sweat, and still in the stall where you had gone to sleep. But then as your breathing slows and you finally start paying attention to your surroundings, you sense the presence of someone right next to you, just kind of a couple feet off from your head.
I jump to attention and grab my daggers. Who's there?
All right, so so you jump up and spin around, and you spot a figure.
Don't even try it, Loki.
So you spot a figure sitting on the ground, Japanese style, so shins against the ground and then sitting down on her heels. And she seems to be a figure with dark blue hair. She has a very fit physique. You can see she has kind of like a crop top kind of going on, and you can see her abs. And she has kind of like a soft six pack. And you can see dark blue hair. Her skin is light tan and freckled, and she has dark almond eyes. Does that bring anyone to mind for PPOP? Or would you like to roll to maybe try to recognize who this could be?
Yeah, I have no clue. Not ringing any bells for me.
All right. What would that be? Let's see, what kind of skills have you got going on? It could be just a straight intelligence check. Could be diplomacy, could make sense.
Can roll diplomacy. What? Roll. 19.
All right. So it does take you a minute, kind of looking at her, but then you feel like this is very reminiscent of Yasica. So if you remember Yasica in her unicorn form, she has a light blue coat, a dark blue mane and tail, and a black horn, and those same dark almond eyes.
Yo. Who are you?
It's just me, Yasica. You were like kind of freaking out, and I was kind of worried, so I came over to try and like, comfort you, but then like you kind of just like jumped up and screamed something about like a dude named Loki or something.
You have no idea how close I just came to killing you.
That's so cute. You think you could hurt me? I mean, like, I guess you could hurt me, but like, killing me is probably harder than you think.
Well, you don't go surprising people that are mid-nightmare.
Hey, I just sat here. You're the one who like freaked out. Are you like feeling okay?
Yeah, just I had a weird dream where a strange monster attacked me.
That is like so funny. Like sometimes I have a dream where like I'm, eating a salad and then suddenly it like sprouts arms and starts like chasing me. That one is pretty scary too.
It was kind of like that actually. But imagine if the salad had the face of someone very, very awkwardly close to you.
Yeah, that would be pretty weird.
And then you couldn't eat it because you knew it, but also it was attacking you.
Yeah.
Then you have all these confused feelings, and then you're like, what do I do? And also, what's the symbolism? And now I have to deal with the fact that you're not a horse anymore or a sheep.
Oh, yeah, like unicorns can polymorph pretty easily, and it just like felt a little bit less weird if I like kind of looked like you. And she then holds up her hands and kind of wiggles her fingers. Did I do these correctly?
There's supposed to be 5 of those.
Yeah, she's like a cartoon character. She's got 4 fingers, so like 3 fingers and a thumb. Oh.
And can she just sprout a pinky finger?
So it does, there's like some intermittent glow for a minute, so you don't like watch it sprouting out of her hand, but then, after a second, she's like, is this better?
Perfect.
These are like so weird. They're like having your own miniature tentacles.
They're very useful. I'm surprised you're able to not have hands in your other form.
I mean, like, it doesn't really get in my way. What do you even need these things for?
Like throwing.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can do that, and then you see just, like, I don't know, a rock lift itself off of the ground and just, like, chuck itself across the room. See, it's, like, not that hard.
How'd you do that?
I mean, my unicorn magic, duh.
Can I use unicorn magic?
I don't know. I, like, think you kind of have to be a unicorn to use unicorn magic. Are you, like,
But what
secretly
if I am
a unicorn? Then, like, maybe, I don't know. You don't look like a unicorn. Are you also polymorphed?
How would I know that? How do I polymorph? What do I do? Teach me your ways.
It's like an at-will spell, so you kind of just, like, do it whenever by just, like, thinking about it.
I think really hard about becoming a unicorn.
Sadly, nothing happens.
It's not working.
Oh, that's sad. I guess you aren't a unicorn then. Do you want to, like, sit down instead of, like, awkwardly standing there holding your knives?
Yeah, I guess I could put these down. Man, I really wish I could use unicorn magic. This sucks.
I mean, you know, there are other ways to get stuff done. Like you said, you're able to use your, like, weird noodle things to, like, throw stuff, so maybe you don't even need unicorn magic.
True. Like, I could do this. And I try and juggle my daggers.
All right. Acrobatics or performance, probably.
I rolled acrobatics and got 25.
Nice. You do it flawlessly.
Ta-da!
See, that is, like, way more impressive when you, like, do it the hard way, because, like, I could do that too, but it's like, and she just, like, you know, lifts, I don't know, 3 things and kind of spins them in a circle. Kind of boring when I do it. I could try it with my, like, my hoof noodles.
Do it!
All right, she's gonna try. Her acrobatics is not terrible, so she has a chance. All right, she does it, but it's, like, very rough, and she kind of, like, so she starts out completely wrong. She's not used to using her hands, but then you're able to, like, start giving her some pointers and be like, okay, well, you know, start with one and then a couple, and then, you know, after, like, 15 minutes, she's actually doing it.
Wow!
So,
You got it!
Yeah, definitely a fast learner with these sorts of things. OMG, this is, like, so cool.
Okay, maybe I don't want magic after all.
I mean, there are also good things about it. I mean, if we really wanted to, like, figure out if you're a unicorn or whatever, like, I'm not really the one to talk to about that. But there are, like, some mages on the island who, like, might know more.
Maybe they could teach me unicorn magic.
Yeah, I bet so. That would be, like, so cool.
Thanks, Yasuka. Thanks for cheering me up.
And there is some magic you could do. I forget what your rings let you do, but you got a couple of them, don't you?
Yeah, I can climb like a spider, and I can cast...
No, your wizard rings.
I just have the one wizard ring that
Oh, you
lets
only
me
got
cast
one.
guidance.
Okay. So that's a little less interesting. You didn't keep, like, the prestidigitation one where you could just, like, you know, make colorful lights show up and stuff?
No.
Fair enough.
Because we had that one re-roll opportunity, so I re-rolled mine, but I didn't buy a new one. That was an Akalupu only.
Okay. Akalupa's like, I don't need these fingers. This is totally fine. I'm sure this pink stone in my bag isn't doing anything horrible.
Oh, definitely. You know, nothing can hurt Akalupu.
Cancer.
All right, so so you and Yasuka spend some time together, learning how to juggle. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to her about?
No, I think mostly just trying to pass the time and maybe get some more sleep before the others get back.
All right. So eventually as things are like calming down and you start like, you're like, okay, I should go to sleep. She's like, okay. And then you like are starting to go to sleep. And then she starts like kind of scooching towards you. And then she's like, do you want to like use my lap as a pillow?
That sounds nice.
And she giggles a little bit and is like, okay. And so she scooches up, and yes, she has a very, very nice soft lap. And you drift back off to sleep as she's kind of petting your head, and you're just breathing in the scents of lilacs and strawberry lemonade. All right.
That is super peaceful.
Oh yeah. So back to Shroom Town.
The real fun is happening.
Mono Anui, so you chomp down on this mushroom and you feel nothing. Seems like nothing happened.
What a lion ho!
Wow.
Huh. Well, I guess find use for this somehow. Gonna stow whatever remains of it into my luggage.
All right. So where are you headed next? You're currently in a dark, sketchy-looking alleyway between buildings.
There's no like back doors to anywhere, is there?
There are. You could try the doors if you want to, but there are a few. All right, so you go up to doors. You do actually no. I think because you were not there to get past the door. It was Reginald Manui, so you don't know how doors work. Akalupu does, because he had to get the doorknob for the one door to let them through the cliff face in the spirit world.
What the heck is this thing?
Akalupu is going to be very, very proud of the fact that he knows how to do it, and goes and opens the door.
All right, so you try to turn the doorknob, and it seems to it does not turn. It turns like just a little bit, and then seems like it's catching on something.
Strange.
How will you just you grab this part and turn? Is that what you're trying to do, Akalupu? What are you doing?
Yeah, Akalupu explains it.
Huh.
But it does not work here.
Are you sure you're doing it right?
Akalupu thinks that he should break the door down if we really want to get in.
Well, let's try the other doors first.
All right, so you start trying doors, and how many doors are you gonna try? There's quite a few if you go through the various different alleys. There's a lot of doors here.
There's no like, conspicuous looking doors, like any bright red doors. Are there?
Oh, there's a bright red door in one of the shops. It's the front door, not the back door.
No, but like for the back doors, there's no.
No, most of them are pretty
Interesting.
boring.
I
You
don't
know,
get any,
one
like,
of them is like, you know,
magic
moving
stuff.
slightly, salivating, it has teeth. You know, it seems pretty legit, but otherwise.
Let's do that one.
All right, you're going to try to open that door?
Is that actually a door?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Akalupu. You know how doors work.
Akalupu's gonna do it.
Okay, if you're sure, Akalupu.
Akalupu's sure.
All right, roll me a reflex save.
Gotta find my reflex.
+6.
$26. I got a nat 20.
All right. So you reach for the doorknob, and right as your finger touches it, suddenly the teeth chomp closed, and you just barely pull your hand out in time.
Sorry, Manawanui. I don't think we're getting through this door.
We're gonna pick the door next to it and break that one down.
Did you have a good nap?
All right. That's going to be strength checks if you want to try it. Are you going to try to open the door first? See if it's unlocked?
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good thing to do.
All right. You try it. It is locked.
Turn into Perry. Break the door down.
Alright, Akalupu. You're up, my man.
Akalupu is usually all for breaking stuff, but should we really be breaking stuff here? These people have not done anything to us.
And your tribe does have, understand the concept of personal property.
I don't know. Do I get any, magic sensations from any of these doors?
Oh, yeah.
All of them?
Not all of them, but a good chunk of them. Like, more of them than not.
Too bad no one's here that knows how to pick a lock. I guess you're right. We can go home. I don't know. What do you think, Sammy? I'll try and.
I mean,
Does Sammy still?
I'm kind of on Akalupu's side. I don't understand why we're trying to break down random people's doors. That seems like a good way to get in trouble. I don't think they'll appreciate it.
It doesn't seem like something more is going on here. Something just underneath the surface. Anybody? Just me?
Akalupu does not think this is the way to find out what it is. Akalupu doesn't usually say this, but Akalupu thinks maybe we should talk to people.
People lie, Akalupu.
Daddy issues.
Okay. We can go back to the stall. If y'all go.
I mean, there are people around if you want to find someone to talk to. Or I should say there are unicorns around. It's not like the entire city is now a ghost town. The only reason nobody has noticed you trying random doors is that you've been doing it in dark alleys.
Like a creep.
Where such things are done, I feel like it's an appropriate thing to do.
Yes, if
In a
you are
dark
going to
alley?
try random doors, a dark alley is definitely the right place to do it.
Yeah. Oh. Well, Mono is going to look around for some people to talk to.
All right. Yeah, so it doesn't take you long once you're back in the lit streets rather than the dark alleyways. Yeah, totally lit, fam. And yeah, so it's not too hard. What kind of a person are you looking for? There's various people or various unicorns trotting about, doing, wherever they're heading, visiting, friends, or, transporting goods or whatever else they have going on. It's not crazy late yet.
Just gonna look for. I don't know, just like your maybe average Joe.
All right. So you're just looking for a random unicorn?
Yeah, well, like someone just, doesn't look like they're, like, I don't
Gonna
know.
pull a knife on you?
Huh?
Gonna pull a knife on you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they've already got those horns just ready at any moment.
Unless suspicious.
All right. So yeah, you find a unicorn who's kind of like standing over by a street corner, doing some sort of equivalent of smoking a cigarette.
Hey, friendo.
Immediately stabs you. Roll for initiative. All right.
How's it going?
Oh, hey! You must be one of those noodle fingers that I've been hearing about. Can you do like the noodle thing?
Marlon, he's gonna look at Akalupu, then lift his hands up and kind of like do jazz hands.
Yeah, that is like totally just as weird as I was hearing.
Huh. Somebody's easy to impress. No. Hey, so you wouldn't happen to I hear about these like two hills types of things. Is this town like under influence of one or the other?
I mean, it kind of depends on who you ask, I guess. Sort of the mayor is on the left side, so that's kind of what people go with around here. But, like, we mostly let them just, like, fight among themselves.
So when you say fight, you mean like... we're talking about, like, verbally?
Yeah, there's definitely some, like, verbal fighting going on there.
On a different question, if you were to find a red mushroom with yellow things on it in the woods, what would you do?
So the unicorn you've only just now noticed has 3 eyes, and they all blink individually at you. And she says, "A red mushroom? Like, that sounds pretty sketch."
Yeah. So, you always had those?
Always had, like, what? And at this point, you see her tongue loll out, and it's forked like a lizard or a snake tongue. And she hisses.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna turn to ask Akalupa a question, see if he's seeing what I'm seeing.
All right, so you turn around and you see an enormous bear-like figure with spikes growing out of its back, breathing heavily with glowing red eyes and flames licking out of its mouth with each exhalation, and you can feel the heat of its breath against your face.
Good grief! He's gonna jump back and then go, Akalupu!
And the creature responds.
Huh?
The creature responds in a deep and rumbling voice, Anna.
Yes. I think the coffee is getting to me, guys. He's gonna look around for Sammy because that's who helped him out last time.
All right. You don't see Sammy anywhere around you. However, you see kind of like standing next to the giant creature is a small, effeminate avid figure with large wings, a sharp beak, and hooked claws for feet.
Mono Inui's gonna start like backing up down the street, facing them.
Are you like okay there, little guy? You're not looking so good, says a giant. Now the unicorn looks exactly like the goblin drew them. Huge bat-like wings of shadow, glowing eyes that seem to occasionally shoot off a laser beam that blasts out a wall or a cobblestone tile around her. The eyes, all three of them, are just twitching and moving at random angles, seemingly not able to focus on anything. A sharp reptilian tongue with flames coming out of her mouth every so often, and you can see her sharp hooves clicking across the cobblestone toward you. The cobblestone itself in that direction seems to be slowly disappearing into black shadows.
Oh, good lord. Mono Inui's gonna book it.
All right. So Mono Inui has just run off into the woods around the village. Is your friend okay? He seemed kind of weird.
He is like that sometimes. We will be back. We must go find him.
All right, so you guys head off into the woods. Let's get a nature check to see if you can track him. And then Mono Inui, let's get a deception check to see how well you're able to zigzag and try to cover your tracks.
Alrighty.
Got a 14.
Mono Inui got a 12, but let me see. Yeah, Mono Inui just got a 12.
All right. So yeah, Mono Inui, you tear off into the forest. Strange visions seeming to circle everywhere around you. You see monsters and other creatures chasing you at every angle, and you quickly disappear to the forest. Akalupu, you eventually start going after him, but quickly lose sight of him in the forest and have to track him. And you're actually having to track, which slows you down, so you are not going at the same speed as Mono Inui. But you feel like you're able to figure out where he's going and keep on his trail without losing him. And that's how the night goes. So back to the guard tower. BBOB, you wake up and you stretch and you feel very rested, much more so than even you think you've felt for quite some time. Perhaps the the worries of and questions you've had have been swirling in your mind, making true rest difficult, but now you feel completely rested and better. Looking around, you see Yasika once again back in her horse form, and you are still using her front legs as a pillow. And she seems to be kind of curled up, sleeping.
So did everyone get back, or am I still waiting on everybody?
It is just you and Yasuka.
Ugh. Wonder where everyone is off to. Expected them to be back by now.
Yasuka, also waking up, kind of yawns. Yeah, I don't know where they would be all night. Like, there's not that much nightlife here in Ponyville.
Maybe they're in trouble. They didn't tell me where they were going because I kicked them out.
Yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that they, like, make their own trouble, so no surprises, really. But yeah, I guess we should probably look for them.
Okay, where should we start? Maybe if we go talk to those mages you were telling me about, they would have some way to locate people.
Yeah, I mean, not unless they kind of know them or have something that belongs to them. Otherwise, scrying is pretty difficult. I mean, you can either scry on someone you know where, like, somehow, or a location you know, but if you don't know either, it's pretty hard. We could ask around and, like, see if anyone has seen them. It's not like there's that many of you noodle monsters around. I'm pretty sure someone would have noticed.
That's a good point.
Especially since, from what I've been led to believe, you are the sneaky one and not them.
I am the sneaky one. I would have to say that Akalupu tends to make a scene.
Not knowing who actually made the scene this time. All right. So she gets up and says, well, do you want to take a quick shower and then head out then?
No time. Let's go.
Okay, but if I smell bad, that is, like, totally on you.
You smell great. We're out the door.
So she horse blushes a little bit at that. All right, so you guys head out. She does grab, like, her saddlebags and a few other things and goes out and says, hey, you know what would be... well, you go for a ways, you know, toward the village. And she keeps, like, going, and she's going too fast for you, and then she has to, like, stop and wait for you to catch up because you have your short little human legs and only 2 of them. And then after a few minutes of that happening, she's like, you know what? I just had an idea. I bet you could ride on my back and we could, like, get places faster.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's try it.
Okay. And she kind of, like, you know, bends her legs to get a little bit lower.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hop on. I'm just gonna, like, go for, like, a huge, like, 2-legged jump.
Yeah, you're gonna do, like, the cowboy thing where they, like, jump up and mount from behind.
Exactly, yeah, just, like, totally jump from the ground all the way on in one go.
All right, so you land on her and she kind of goes, oh, wow, okay. And I guess, like, try to hold on to my, like, fur or something so you don't fall off, because you seem to be sliding around a little bit.
PvOP digs his heels in and grabs onto her mane.
All right, that, like, kind of pinches a little, but it's not too bad. I feel like I can make this work. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, and she goes off at a trot. So not a full gallop, but, like, several times faster than what you could manage without just all-out sprinting. And yeah, it does not take you guys very long to get into town. And you start asking around, and it actually doesn't take long. You know, these unicorns seem to love their gossip. It does not take you long to find someone who's like, yeah, I, like, totally heard that one of the noodle monsters was, like, running around town, like, chasing unicorns and screaming about, like, how his face was on fire or something.
Oh my goodness, what's Akalupu got himself into?
I'm pretty sure what I heard is that they ran off into the dark forest.
All right, which way is the dark forest?
So Yasuka's like, yeah, the dark forest is like that way. But if they're in there, they might definitely probably be in trouble because like mean things live in there, like slimy, weird mean things.
That's why we need to go save them.
Yeah, let's do it. To the rescue. All right, and you guys charge off toward the dark forest. Meanwhile, Akalupu, not Akalupu. We're gonna start with Manoa Nui. So, and get your token on here. So you slowly are dragging your eyes open. Your head is absolutely pounding. And your knees hurt. They just burn. Yeah, look at as you're slowly waking up, you can see you're in a dense forested area and you can hear weird sklorping, slooshing, slurping noises.
Uh,
All right. Can you see now?
I can.
Can everyone see or just Abe?
I can see.
Perfect. And yeah, so you hear these slurping noises. Let's get a perception check.
Alrighty, come on. Where's my perception? Perception plus 6. 21.
21.
Yes, sir.
All right, -5 for your mushroom hangover, but that is still enough. You do see that. Some sort of a weird slime creature. And it is, in fact, slowly slurping in your direction.
Slurping.
All right, Akalupu. Eventually, as it was getting late, do you guys try to push through the night searching for Manoa Nui, or are you gonna camp and get a couple hours rest before the sun rises?
I feel like rest is important.
All right, so you and Sammy set up a little campsite fairly easily, and do get some sleep, unaware of the dangers of this forest, because neither of you sets up a night's watch, and luckily it seems to go okay. You're both still alive in the morning, and then with the sun up, it is significantly easier to track Akalup or Manoa Nui, and before long, you find yourselves, you think, closing in on him. And you are up here. And yeah, without even needing to do a perception check, you also see and hear. You hear and then seeing its source, the similar sklurping noises right over her. So, what are you guys gonna do? Currently, it is unclear whether or not you have been spotted, so you are not in combat mode.
I feel like Arkaloop is just gonna throw a rock at it.
All right, now everyone rolls for initiative. So let me add in
Part of that. Am I also recognized?
You, because everything is in tactical mode, you won't necessarily have been spotted, but you will be in turn order.
Okay.
If that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead. So, Manoa Nui, if you are trying not to be noticed, you'll be using stealth as your initiative. Is that your plan?
I can't use boneyard lore, can I?
No. It's perception, deception, stealth, or survival. These are slimes. They have nothing to do with boneyard lore.
I was just looking at what the highest one was. I was like, oh, plus 11. I will use stealth.
All right. Is anyone else using anything that is not perception?
You said it was perception?
Perception is the default.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can use deception, diplomacy, or stealth. Or survival, I mean. So the options are deception, stealth, deception, diplomacy, perception, or survival. So like if you were using your perception. Like tracking stuff.
Yeah, no, Akalupu rolled with perception and it was not great.
All right, so everyone else is using perception. Start.
We don't roll that, right? You roll that.
Yeah, that Hero Lab rolls that.
Okay.
All right, PPOB, you're technically first, but you're not there, so that's it for your turn. Your turn is trying to get here before everyone dies.
Haha.
Akalupu.
Throws rock.
Yeah, Akalupu's throwing a rocket.
All right. An attack roll.
Defend.
Also, Akalupu and PPOP, I think everyone should be healed up, so if you guys haven't already, I'm seeing you guys as having some damage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta do my rest and recuperate.
Okay.
You can go ahead and put yourself to full. We'll assume that like Sammy's done healing you and whatever else, and everyone is back to tip-top condition.
I know that I've done this enough times that I shouldn't have to ask this anymore. But how do I just roll like just a standard attack for like throwing something?
So if you're doing a ranged attack, it's going to be 1d20 plus your character level plus your dex. I think if you have a weapon that can be thrown, you can also see what that bonus would be. Like you could probably throw your club. Yeah, so it can be thrown 10 feet. So if you were rolling it thrown, you switch that to ranged. That would be a +6.
Okay.
Because I know it used to be like base attack bonus. I don't think base attack bonus is a thing anymore, so I can never remember exactly what it should be now. But it's your dex plus something.
Well, I crit
What
failed,
level are you?
So 3.
You only have a +3 dexterity?
He has a +1 dexterity, so it must be something else. Anyway, you crit failed. Correct?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I crit failed, yes.
All right, so you manage, like the rock hits the creature, bounces off, and it's going to hit you in the face. So, see what kind of damage you take.
About right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you take 6 points of damage as this thing beans you right in the eye.
This is going so well, guys.
All right, you got 2 other actions.
Yeah, I'm gonna get angry.
Get mad.
Doesn't that take like? Does that take? I think that takes 2 actions.
I think raging is just 1 action. Let's see. Yeah, rage is a single action.
Okay.
So if you go to special abilities, you can see your rage there. You also need to reset that. It still says you only got 4 rounds left. But yeah, so you can see the little single arrow thing before it says rage. That's the number of actions it takes, and then you can see sudden charges 2 arrows. That's 2 actions.
Cool.
And then 3 arrows is a full round action.
Good to know. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna start moving. How far can I move?
You have a speed of 25, I want to say. Yeah,
So I can
speed
move
25. You can move 5 squares. Did you move 5 squares?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5. Yes.
So yes, that is how far you can move.
Cool. That's what I'm doing.
Sweet. All right, so that is the end of Akalupu's turn. Now we got Jello shot number 2.
Jello shot here too.
And it has a move speed of 10 feet, so it's going to move to here. And it's going to use another action, move to here. It's going to use another action, move to here. Actually, I needed to roll perception in there somewhere, so let's see. What's its perception? So this will be before that last move, where it just moved back. Perception. Oh, right, it's in combat now. I always forget. There we go. All right, it got a 7. It does not see you. So that's it for its turn. So Sammy is not under pressure by like imminent death this time, so she's gonna actually get her cast of Magic Fang off. So you now have a +1 to your hits, +1 to your so +1 to attack, +1 to damage, right? No, okay, so it's just +1 to attack. And you get 2 dice. So instead of the 1d10 damage on your bite, you get 2d10 damage on your bite.
No.
And that goes for 1 minute. So that's like 10 rounds. So a while.
Nice.
So that's Sammy's turn. I guess she'll move up a little bit, actually. There we go. That's Sammy's turn. So, Manawanui, you're hiding in a bush. You actually are not at full health because of your knight. So,
Bender.
yes. So you have taken... Can I damage you? I can. Haha, you've taken that much damage. So yeah, you have 0 stamina points and you're down to 9 hit points.
Oh, lame.
And your knees are indeed very bloody. You don't remember much about the night before, but you do have this vague feeling that it kicked ass.
Heck yeah. Still not certain this is not like another hallucination.
Oh, you don't even remember the hallucinations, so...
Oh, well, that actually is helpful.
Yeah, pretty much what you remember, like, your best vague memories of the night are essentially, like, the occasional fever dreams, like, cutting in and out of being at, like, you know, an epic rave.
Heck yeah. If I cast Feast of Ashes, would I be detected? Because it's not like something that comes from me that attacks it. It's more of like it affects the condition of the thing I'm attacking.
Let's see. So it is verbal, semantic, material, semantic, and verbal. So that means that you're making noises to cast it in the first place. So that's going to definitely give them a chance to notice you. Let's see. You curse the target with a hunger no food can sate. That's definitely what you want, these slimes to be hungry for your flesh.
But if it doesn't notice me, it just takes damage every turn. That's what it does.
Yeah, so there isn't like a big flashy effect pointing straight at you, so it won't automatically find you, but it will get another chance to spot you. But it's not like if you cast Ray of Frost, where there's a ray pointing straight back at your finger.
Yeah. Oh, each day. I thought that was each round. Because it only takes 1d4 damage each day.
Yep.
It's kind of not what I was
I'm
expecting.
gonna be here a while.
Well, it's gonna settle in here, boys. Oh, dang. Well, in that case, two of these.
You could detect magic on it. That seems to be, your go-to.
I could.
Do I detect magic here? Yes, you do.
Hey, you never know.
In this case, you actually probably wouldn't detect magic because you're just in a forest.
Yeah, just a normal thing.
Instead of in a magical unicorn village.
Hey, they could have been using the power of science.
Yeah.
Alright, so, you know what? We are going to cast... Yeah, we're going to cast Feast of Ashes on it, because why not?
Alright, so that's what, a fortitude check from him?
Yeah, DC 19.
Alrighty, let's see if he can pull that off. Fortitude save. He's got a pretty good fortitude. Oh yeah, rolled 25. It does nothing.
Okay.
But he gets a perception check to try and find you. Because you had to, speak out the spell. So let's see if he can spot you this time. Nope, still doesn't quite see you.
Woo!
Alright, you still have one action remaining.
I am going to cast... Oh no, that'd be another 2. I think... Oh. I'm going to transfer Shocking Grasp to Reginald.
Alrighty. That is it for your turn. Now we have Jello Shot number 1. He's gonna move to here. And then to here. Then he has one action left. So, he's gonna try to glorp up all over you. Will a 27 hit?
Akalopu.
Oh. I thought we were still attacking Manamanui. I don't know how I missed that.
Not attacking me yet.
Pretty sure 27 hits. Yeah, you have an AC of 15, so 27 definitely hits.
Yeah.
All right, so he starts glorping up around your legs, and you can feel an acid burning at you. You take 8 points of damage. And
jiggly boy.
Let's see, what is this slime rot? Slime rot. Here we go. I need a fortitude save to see if you end up getting slime rot.
Good gracious. 29.
All right, you do not contract slime rot. And when I say contract, I do mean that as in a disease. This is not poison. This is a disease you can get. So stage 1, you become enfeebled and sickened. Stage 2, you also, actually that stays the same. Stage 3, you become drained, enfeebled 2, and sickened 2. Stage 4 remains the same. Stage 5, you become drained 2 plus unconscious. And then day 6, you are dead, and your body erupts to release a new slime mold.
Oh my goodness.
Good gracious.
Now, obviously, you get
horrific.
you get checks to not progress. That's if you fail your checks and the disease progresses. But yeah, diseases are no joke in second edition. So
Yeesh.
don't contract slime rot if at all possible.
Yeah.
All right, Papiopi, you are mounted, riding epically upon the back of Yasika, her mane and your own both trailing in the wind behind you in slow motion as you gallop through the forest.
We're taking Frodo to Rivendell.
Let's get a survival check. See if you're able to track where they are and how well.
Da, 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 da. $27, nat 20.
Dang. Yeah, so you are having no problem. You know, Manawa Nui might have been a little hard to track, but Akalupu has just been like swinging. He picked up a stick at some point and has just been breaking branches as he's gone along for the fun of it. And yeah, so there is a very clear trail of where Akalupu went.
Manawanui is so smart. He left me this great trail so that we could find where he was tracking Akalupu's shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you will be, we'll say 2 more rounds. So you have found Akalupu's and Sammy's encampment and are headed off. So you will be showing up at the end of next round.
Cool.
All right. Let me go ahead and have you act then. Akalupu, you are up. This slime is just glorping around your ankles and it hurts.
I'm gonna bite it.
Go for it.
Uh, 16.
That hits.
And then with the damage, should I roll the damage myself so that I can add the extra dice?
Yeah, I would say that's probably easiest.
I mean, or I can, there's actually a thing where I can add it here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Elsa says she wants to roll the dice.
Oh yeah, you can't just like click on it and say 2 dice.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool. 12 for the damage.
Alrighty.
And I can do 3 attacks, right?
Yes, you have 3 actions.
I'm guessing 7 does not hit.
A 7 does not hit.
And I'm guessing a 1 or a 2 also does not hit.
Yep, but luckily you didn't roll a 1, so you don't bite yourself in the ankle.
Well, I wouldn't have rolled a 1. I have a -2 on that last attack. So I rolled a 3.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, the last 2 do not hit. Now I need another fortitude check because you just bit a chunk out of this slime mold.
Just a second, baby girl. 15.
15?
Yep, 15.
You feel as though you have contracted something.
Oh dear.
So roll me a 1d4.
Alright. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I got 4.
All right, so you will start showing. You will have the onset of this disease in 4 days from now.
Oh dear.
I mean, on the upside, he can't disease you any worse.
Yep. I mean, this is true.
He's already done his worst.
All right. So that is the end of his turn. So this other jello shot, number 2, this is the one over by Manawanui. He's gonna roll another perception check.
Hey, we just want to be friends here, man.
17. All right. He finally seems to spot you. You see his little pseudopod, little grabby tendrils kind of point in your direction and hone in right on you. And he starts going straight for you.
Wow. Wow.
Ruh-roh.
All right. Luckily, that took all of his actions to get up to you, though. So Sammy is up. Sammy is going to I don't know that she really has anything useful here. Manawanui, do you start yelling once you notice that this thing is coming at you?
Yeah, I was like, hey, get back.
All right. And then Sarah's like,
know.
wait.
Did I hear the whole, did I hear anybody up there?
I feel like you probably heard Akalupu swearing when he hit himself in the face with a rock.
Yeah, then I definitely call out. Like, guys, down here.
All right, so Sammy hears that, and she's gonna start coming toward you. So she has a move speed of 25. Yeah, but this is dense underbrush, so that's gonna cut it down. So that's like 2 actions to get to here. Yeah, she's out of action, so she's like, there you are! Thank goodness, we finally found you.
Be careful. There's a slime thingy down here.
Yeah, I see that. There was one also attacking Akalupu. It's trying to lick his ankles or something. He seems very unhappy about it.
Huh.
He also looks vaguely more diseased than he used to.
I mean, it might just be the light of the jungle. It's kind of awful green light in here.
All right, Manawanui, it's your turn.
Alrighty.
So, first of all, would you like to roll a perception check? You feel like, now that you've been making noise, there's like some movement that you hadn't noticed before.
Yeah, I think Manawanui is gonna roll a perception check.
And that will take up one of your actions, though, just as a warning.
Oh. Ooh. I think it's probably worth it. Alright, where's my actual dice, baby?
They're on the shelf right there.
Oh, cool.
Under the pyramid.
I want to use my special dice for this because I feel like this might be an important roll. Got a +6, so I got a 17.
All right. So yeah, looking around, you see that there's a couple more slime molds that you hadn't noticed before, right there.
Oh, good grief! Well, that might affect what I do.
Yeah. So yeah, just a few extra Jello shots wobbling around on the floor of the jungle.
Well. So since I transferred the spell to Reginald, that attack would be on Reginald's turn?
Yeah, so you have Reginald do it. It still, I believe, takes the same amount of action economy. You just, do it on his turn. I don't think you can, store one in Reginald and then, do 2 attacks in one turn.
Oh, that's what I was kind of hoping for. I'm not gonna lie.
No, mostly it's a way of delivering touch attacks without you actually having to get within touch range.
I guess that that makes sense. How far are these fellows from me? I think I can't really run. Kind of limited to this avenue. So let me see something. Let me see one thing. If I cast Grim Tendril, could I do it like in a line like this?
Oh, so the way that it works is spell delivery only happens within 1 round. So you actually couldn't like give it to Reginald and have him store it. What you do is you use your cast to transfer it to your familiar. Then it uses its 2 actions to go to the creature and deliver it. If it's not able to do that within 2 actions, then the spell has no effect.
Oh. Cool beans. Alright, well then I'm just gonna cast Shocking Grasp on, unless this does more damage. Yeah, no, we're gonna do Shocking Grasp on our good friend the jelly.
Jello shot number 2.
Yeah, so I was gonna try and like run over here ish.
Real quick before I forget, I should actually name these, huh?
Might be a good idea.
Let's see, 1, 2. I know you guys can't see it, but at least this will make it so that I keep them straight. All right, but yeah, go ahead. If you want to cast Shocking Grasp on it, go for it.
Alright, I got a +9. The nat 20, so 29.
Okay, let's see. Doesn't look like it has any damage reduction from that sort of a thing. That's good.
It wouldn't happen to have any like metal floating in it, would it?
Nope, not a bit. All right, so yeah, so he's got a 19 to hit.
I got a nat 20 plus a 7. I'm sorry, plus a 9, so 29.
Sweet, so that is definitely a hit since it's a crit anyway. Does Shocking Grasp have a critical effect?
Unfortunately, it doesn't. Well, let me see.
On critical hit, double the initial damage, but not the persistent damage. It doesn't take any persistent damage because it's not made out of metal anyway. So you're going to be doing 4d12 instead of 2d12.
Woo! So, slash R 4d12. You know,
Nice.
2 of those were like bad. One of them was really good, and the other one was mediocre. So I'll take it.
All right, so 21 damage. Yeah, it looks like you're not even through its stamina points yet.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die.
Cavalry is almost here.
Thank the Lord. I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna take this one out with that. I was like, 4d12s, this thing is gone.
Yeah, sadly not. All right,
Save
so
me.
that leaves Jello shot number 1. And he's going to try to glorp on Akalupu again. All right, 13 won't hit, 9 won't hit. And a 7 won't hit. So Akalupu, you're able to like kind of, do these. There's a spider on the ground, tippy toe hops to keep away from it. Okay, and then number 3, he's gonna move. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's all of their actions. All right, so PPOB, you will be showing up at the end of this round, so I'm going to have you defer your action because you're not here to do anything. Which is going to put you at the end of the initiative order, but it's either that or you arrive, you stay at the top of the initiative order, but you don't get to do anything this round.
Yeah, it seems like I want to go sooner.
That's kind of what I figured. All right, Akalupu, you be up. And you're as diseased as you can get, so feel free to chomp away.
Yep, that's what Akalup was gonna do.
Nom 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 nom. Snack time.
17.
That'll
Actually,
hit.
18.
That'll also hit. And go ahead and roll all your attacks first and then damage.
Oh, okay. Uh, 8 does not hit.
Nope.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
I would assume.
All right, so 2 hits. Let's get some damage.
All right,
You
so
are adding your
17.
strength as well as the double dice, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Because it's just double dice on the damage, right?
Yeah, so it should be 2d10 plus whatever your strength bonus is.
Yeah, and then the other thing I just need to make sure is like just add 1 to the attack rolls.
Yes.
Cool. All right, and then in 19.
All right, so for a total of
30.
all right, 36 damage. He's actually not looking great.
Yes.
He looks pretty sad. You've eaten like, probably 90% of him.
Nice.
All right, so that is the end of Akalupu's turn. All right, Jello Shot number 2 is the one that's already right up there with Manawanui, who's definitely not in trouble or anything.
No, Mononui's going to be just fine, I'm sure.
All right, let's see. 25,
Manawanui's
that'll
basically
hit.
A tank.
All right, 7 won't hit, and a -1 won't hit. All right, so that's 1 hit. Let's see what kind of damage this does. All right, you
Please
take
no more than...
you take 5 points of damage, and let's get a fortitude check. See if you also become diseased.
Alrighty, fortitude is +5. Don't let me down. A 19, so a 24.
Nice. You are not diseased.
See, this is why I go for the physical dice. You can, it feels your urgency when you're shaking it,
Yeah. And I
It
mean,
knows when-
you're used to this as well. That's what all the girls say about Manawanui. He is not diseased.
Heck yeah.
All right, so Sammy finally has something to do now. She sees you writhing in pain as your ankles are also being dissolved. And she's like, "Hold on, I can heal you." And she is going to cast her heal that she has as a level 2 spell because you guys sure needed it last time. So let's see. So it's being cast at a level 2. So that's an extra 1d8. Let's see, and the extra healing for the 2 action version by 8. Okay, so you are going to be healed For 2d8 plus 16.
2d4.
So you are going to be healed for 28 points of damage. Now keep in mind, healing, magical healing does not heal your stamina. You're going to need to spend one of your focus points if you want to recover your stamina. But your hit points are back to full. Sorry, not focus points. One of your resolve points.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Okay. So that is it for Sammy's turn. So Manawanui, you're up. Would you like to spend one of your resolve points to get half of your stamina back?
I feel like that's I'm going to say it's a good investment, so yes.
All right. So that's a single action, so you still will have 2 actions left afterward. And that just automatically works. And it's going to be half of your stamina rounded down, so you're going to get 4 points of stamina.
And then, I don't know if I asked this last turn, but if I cast Grim Tendril, I can go through these 2, or no?
I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. But what was the length of the line?
30 foot.
Then yeah, you can definitely hit both of them.
Alrighty. Alright, let's see. What is that? Grim Tendril is... Oh no, that's just damage. Does it automatically go through?
Was that one just a fortitude save? Yeah, so saving throw is just fortitude. So,
Question. Can I... Oh no, JK, that's will of perception. JK.
Alright, so Jello shot 2, fortitude. They do, again, like I said, have pretty good fortitude, but nope, 15 won't do it, so Jello shot 2 is going to take some damage. Jello shot 4 is going to try for a fortitude save. And no, they both rolled terribly, so they both are going to fail that.
No win.
So, what happens?
It was just a regular failure, not a critical failure.
Correct, not a critical failure.
Alright, you deal, so tendrils of darkness curl out from your fingertips, race through the air. You deal 2d4 negative damage and 1 persistent bleeding damage
well,
to every creature in line.
Sadly, slimes can't bleed.
But aren't they living creatures?
They are, but being living is not the requirement for being able to bleed. But you do 2d4 damage, so roll that for me.
2d4 damage. Alrighty. So for the first one, I got a 5. And for the second one... No, go away. I just want to re-roll. No, I just want to re-roll. 2d4. So this one I got 5.
Alright, cool. So you've done a little bit of extra damage. That is it for your turn. Alright, Jello shot number 1 is back up. He's going to try to glorp on Akalupu as per usual. So,
No.
11 won't hit, 9 won't hit, and a 0 won't hit. So, you're once again safe. Alright, Jello shot number 3. He's going to move up. That's going to be his 1 action, so he's got 2 left. Jello shot 4 is going to move twice, so he has 1 action left. So, Jello shot 3 is going to try to make some attacks. Let's see what he can do. All right, a 27 will hit and a 21 will hit. Luckily, neither of those were crits. All right, so Manawanui, you are going to take an additional 13 points of damage, and I need 2 fortitude checks.
All right, 13. So that's 9.
No, damage goes into stamina points first.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. It just didn't update for me. Sweet.
Well, I did the hit points first because I knew I had 4 stamina.
No, so what you do is you just do the full damage to stamina, and it'll roll it over for you.
Oh, I think you told me that. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, even when you have 0 stamina, still just do damage to stamina, and it'll roll over correctly.
I need 2 fortitude rolls.
Correct. I need 2 fortitude checks. Let's see if you become diseased, and then all the girls will have been wrong about you.
I know. Can't let them down. Come on. All right, a 16 plus a 5, so that's a 21.
Alrighty.
Let's see. Don't let me down. Oh, dang, a 7 plus 5, so that's 12. I don't think the second one.
Nope. The second one is not good enough, so let's get a 1d4. Let's see how long it is before you also become diseased.
1d4. I got a 1.
Alright, you will be diseased tomorrow. How
But
very
not
convenient.
today.
Yes, not today, thankfully. Which you're lucky. Not all diseases have an onset period. Some of them would start immediately, and let's just say those detrimental effects would make combat much harder.
Oh, I believe it.
Alright, so this other slime still has 1 action left, so it's going to try to glorp you as well. On the upside, you can't be more diseased than you are already.
Hey.
All
Might
right.
as well just take a big old bite.
So that ends his turn. PPOP, you're up. I'll say from a distance, you had enough time to instruct Yasuka to either appear. So you're on the left side of the map. You can either be up toward Akalupu, or you can appear down toward Manawanui. Where do you want to be?
Down toward Manawanui.
All right. So let's put you there. And it is
Yasuka,
now...
how's your fire magic?
It's like pretty baller.
Get ready to use some fire magic on some slime balls. Looks like Manawanui's surrounded.
Oh, yes. All right. So you are currently riding on Yasuka. I don't have an icon for her. Let's see if there's one I can find easily. There we go. Good enough. All right, so you are riding on Yasuka. We'll just say that she goes on your turn as well. So I would assume you just want her to ride up to where you're within stabbing distance.
Yep. And then I'm gonna do like one of those backwards swan dives off of her, do a backflip, and then land in hero pose.
All right, then she probably should end here-ish, and then you can, like, as she stops, you do that whole thing.
Yes.
It's very epic.
Have no fear, for I am here.
All right, it is now your turn. You have your 3 actions.
I'm going to use 2 of my actions to stab. And how do I do this? Open character. Roll dagger. Do I get sneak attack damage because I'm coming in out of nowhere?
Yeah, I don't think they've noticed you yet. They're just slimes. They're not the most observant, so I'll give you sneak attack damage.
And do we think slimes are going to be more susceptible to slashing or piercing? Probably slashing. What happened here? Okay. Why can't I roll anything? Why is everything grayed out?
That's a good question. I don't know. You might have to roll it in Roll20.
Yeah, I got a bunch of error messages. Wait, let's try this again.
Yeah, try refreshing the page.
Here we go. Yeah, it was just not loading. Okay, so my first attack roll is 19.
That'll hit.
And that's gonna do 9 total damage.
Nice. Go ahead and roll all of your attacks first, and then we'll do damage after, so we can do it all at once.
Oh, okay. And the second attack is 8.
All right, that will not hit. You got one more.
Well, do I want to do a third attack, or do I want to get out of the way so that Yasuka can firebomb the shit out of them?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a move action and maybe clear the way for Yasuka to do some destruction. So I'm gonna go here.
All right, and you hit the one directly in front of you there?
Yeah, I went 1.
All right, so that's
my first swing
number
was this
3
guy.
for 9 points of damage. All right. And then you move out of the way. That's your turn, correct?
Yeah, and I'm realizing, could I have used the hero point to reroll the second attack?
What did we decide on that? I think we decided that was a yes. But
Well,
not damage rolls. So you could re-roll the attack rolls, but not the damage rolls.
Okay, so I'm re-rolling the second attack roll. And I got a 14 this time.
That'll hit.
Nice. And that'll do 10 damage.
Nice. And that's with all of your sneaky stabby bonuses, right?
Correct.
Cool. All right, not bad at all.
-1 hero point.
And then that's 2 hits, so I would assume you're using your obsidian daggers.
Yes.
All right, so that's a 10% chance of breakage. Let me see, 15%.
Oh, close one.
All right, so an 18 and a 52, neither of those are going to be breaks.
Very close one.
All right, so that's Peepiopi's turn. Now we have Yasuka. So Yasuka is going to cast Flaming Sphere. So she's going to create a flaming sphere. It has to be supported by a solid surface, such as the ground. The sphere deals 3d6 damage to each creature in the square where it first appears. Each creature must attempt a basic reflex save. On subsequent rounds, you can sustain the spell, leaving the sphere in its square or rolling it into another square within range, dealing 3d6 fire damage. Each creature in its square must attempt a basic reflex save. And then... critical success means it takes no damage. Failure, it takes full damage, and critical failure, it takes double damage. Nice. And let's see, this is Flaming Sphere at 2nd level. DC 21 for the check. So I think that's all, and it is 2 actions, so she can only cast 1 on this round. So let's go ahead and can I find a fireball? Perfect. Fireball. Fireball is going to be right here. And then it's going to make a reflex save. So that was slime number 3. Its reflex is not great, as you would expect from a Jello shot. Yep, so it's going to take full 3d6 damage from this.
Youchie.
Let's see. For 10 points of additional damage. So, Jello shot number 3. All right. It now looks like it's actually starting to feel the pain. It's no longer still in stamina health. And that is Yasuka's turn.
Jeez, these are some tough little slimes.
Actually, no. She's going to move up to here. She's going to be like, flank with me, Peepiopi. Except not in that voice, because, you know, that's how she talks. Like, totally flank with me, Peepiopi. We can, like, backstab these turds. Alright. That's it for her turn. So, that brings us back up to, I believe... Oh, did Yasuka actually... Yeah, Yasuka rolled really good for her initiatives. She's first again. Alright, so she is going to use one action to maintain the sphere and roll it over into this spot. Which I think only damages the one she's rolling it into. Is that correct? Stay in spell. Leaving the sphere in its square or rolling it to another square within range and dealing 3d6 fire damage. Each creature in its square must attempt a basic reflex save. So to me, that sounds like it only does damage in the square that it's currently in. So we're going to get a reflex save from good old slime mold number 4 there. And that is going to be 5. Definitely not enough. So it's going to take full damage as well. Oh, let's get that damage going. 15 points of damage. All right, so that also gets number 4 feeling the pain. He's almost out of stamina health. And then she's going to use her remaining 2 actions to cast another flaming sphere. Right there. And that one is going to require a reflex save from Jello shot number 3. Which is a 5. That's another failure, so another 3d6 points of damage. 4. 8 points. All right, Jello shot number 3 is not looking good. And that is all of her actions. So that is it for Yasuka. Akalupu, you're up.
I'ma bite it.
Alrighty.
Uh, 10,
That'll miss.
23,
That hits.
and 12.
All right, that hits. So 2 hits.
$21.
All right, it is dead.
Nice.
So you still have 1 remaining action. So if you'd like to start moving toward the rest of these slimes.
Yes. Let's see, where's the little measuring thing? Here it is.
The fastest way, if you want to get there, is to go to here, jump down this cliff, and then around.
Okay.
Because if you're going through the underbrush, this is difficult terrain. It's going to slow you down significantly.
You got it. Then I'll go there.
All right. That is it for Akalupu's turn. Jello shot number 2. I think that's this guy just to the right of a very, very happy and totally not in danger Manawanui.
Totally happy.
It sure is. All right, Jello shot number 2. Impress me. All right, 19 will hit, 8 will not hit, and a 15, I think that hits Manawanui. What's your AC?
17.
Okay, so only 1 hit, thankfully. And you're as diseased as you can get, so no more disease rolls, but 6 damage as it glorps at your ankles. It's starting to climb up your knees at this point. It's getting dangerously close to the family jewels.
Let me see. Is there anything I can do to, like, stave off, like, maybe, say, 1 point of damage?
You can spend your hero point, and I'll say that you take half damage.
I will do that.
All right. So you take 3 points of damage as it is getting dangerously close to the family jewels.
Hey, that's when he really starts, like, putting up a struggle.
Alrighty, so that's its turn. Sammy is, of course, going to heal you again.
Woo.
So
I just wanted to make it to the healing.
Yeah, 28 points of healing, so more than enough to recover all of your hit points. It is now Manawanui's turn. Do you want to spend another one of your not focus points? I always forget what they're called. The resolve points.
Ooh.
And don't forget to set your hit points back to full now that you're uber healed.
I'm healed. See, part of me just kind of wants to see if we can't kill them all this turn. But...
So, yeah. So the question is, can you either A, kill them all this turn, or B, could you use that extra action to do something useful? Because obviously you can't cast a second spell. You could hit them with a stick.
I could shoot them with a crossbow.
You could.
Which does 1d6. But, yeah. We're gonna use a resolve point. We're gonna take a resolve point. So I think.
I'll point out, PPOP, he's once again refusing to use your very nice staff you made for him.
Just rude.
I'm using it. I'm waiting to use it for the big fight. when I really need it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna heal that. And then I am actually. Is to use Botmon, would that be an action I'd have to take? Or is that just something that's like happens innately?
What is Botmon?
It's a feat. It lowers their will saves, but it gives them a -3 to will saves.
Do you mean Bon Mot?
That's what I meant. I don't know the end of the teeth switched spots, but it did.
All right. Let's see. It is a single action, so it's going to take one of your actions to do it.
Okay.
And you launch an insightful quip at the foe, distracting them. They need to be able to understand your language, though, for that to work.
I can't, like, squelch at them?
I mean, you can try, but I don't know that if you'll really get your message across.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna retcon, take in the stamina, and I'm gonna use that, make a very indignant squelch at them, and then cast command, and tell them. Let's see.
All right, well, I need your diplomacy check to see if you're able to squelch convincingly.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Don't let me down, diplomacy. I got a 17 plus a 9. Let's see. That's 26?
Yeah.
Yeah, 26.
We'll say, I mean, that's a pretty good roll, so I'll give you something for that. What's the normal effect?
-3 circumstance to will saves, to perception and will saves.
All right, sure. We'll just give it to you. So now it is, yeah.
Now I'm going to cast command, and I am. Is there anything that stops me from like commanding it to attack the other one?
Let's see. So you can command the target to approach you, run away, as if it had the fleeing condition, release what it's holding, dropped prone, or stand in place. So that is the complete list of things you can do.
Oh, I thought those were like examples. Okay. I'm going to command it to run away. I'm going to command Jello shot number. Which one's number 3 and which one's number 4?
Number 3 is the one directly below you. Number 4 is the one at an angle to you, and number 2 is the one directly to your right.
That one's already acted, so I am going to command. Huh? Oh. How do I? Speaker. Earbuds.
All right, so they need to do a will save.
Yeah. I'm gonna command them
DC
to run away.
19. And you're doing which one? 3 or 4?
I'm doing that one.
All right.
So that
3.
one hasn't acted yet, right? That's number 4.
The one directly below you is number 3, and no, it has not acted yet.
Okay. Well, number 3's taking damage. Yeah, we're gonna have that one run away.
All right, it rolled a 10, so it will actually be taking your command on its turn. And you did which one, 3 or 4?
I did number
below you or catty corner. All right, below you.
Me. So I think
cool. All right, so that is actually its turn now. It really doesn't have much of anywhere to go to run away. It's got a unicorn below it, and it's got its friend to the right. It can go left and move 10 feet. So 1, 2. That does, however, move it out of that square, so it's going to take the 3d6 fire damage. For 14 points, which I think is enough to kill it. Yes. All right, so it is, you command it, and it wiggles and squirms and starts trying to run away, and in doing so, catches itself more thoroughly on fire and dies. All right, that is this guy out of here. So number 4 is still up. So he's just gonna try to glorp on you. As they do.
doesn't want to like move into a more.
21, 15, and a 4, so only the 21 hits for 8 points of damage. And Pipiopi, you are up.
Oh, hey, real quick question. Does Blood Vendetta work on these guys?
Does Blood Vendetta do direct damage, or was it only bleed?
I think it might. Yeah, persistent bleed damage. That's why. Okay, I knew I'd seen that before, and I was like, why didn't I say this earlier? I was like, that's why.
Yep. Nope. These guys don't got no blood to bleed. All right, Pipiopi, you're up. Yasuka has, of course, invited you to flank with her. And I think you're on mute, Jason.
I am. So this would be the right spot, right? I started here.
Yeah.
So can I make it there in one go? How far is that?
I'm pretty sure that's not more than 25 feet.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah. Easy.
Easy. So we'll flank.
All right. So now it is flat-footed to you, so it has a -2 to AC, and of course all your flat-footed stealth attack stabby stabs.
Let's get them. 2 attacks. With my daggers. Attack. We got a nat 20 on number 1.
Nice. Make sure you check that it's a crit when you roll the damage on that one.
Check crit. The second one was a 11. But I'm gonna...
With flanking, that'll hit.
Oh, that does hit.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So that'll bring it up to a 13.
So then let's roll. My damage with the crit is 18. And my damage without the crit is 10.
Alright, and this guy's number 4. So that is a total of 28 damage. It is dead.
Let's go. Nice flanking, Yasuka.
Yes! Alright. That is the end of that turn. So, Yasuka is up next. So she's gonna move. She's not gonna bother with this one. She's not gonna use an action to maintain it because she can't put them both in the same square. She'll use an action to move this guy up there, which is gonna do the 3d6 damage for a total of 8. All right, so that is burned through its stamina. It's finally into actual hit points. And let's see, does she have anything? She still has 2 actions left. Does she have anything good here? Let's see. Oh, she also has Grim Tendrils. I'm just gonna do a magic missile, why not? Alright, 3d4 plus 3. And it's magic missile, so it can't miss. For 12 points of damage. Alright, it is very weak now. Akalupu, you be up.
Whoa, 3.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. All right, so you want to roll athletics to jump down the cliff? And if you're talking, you're on mute, Anna.
Oh, my bad. Yes, I do. Have to find it. Athletics. Nope, not that. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. And 11.
All right, so
that was a crit fail. That was I rolled
do you
a
want
one.
to spend a hero point?
I do.
You don't want to like snap your leg into.
Just jump face first down a cliff.
Don't worry, guys. I broke the fall with my face.
All right, 19. That's much better.
Yes, much, much better. Now, it is enough of a drop. You're still going to take some damage, but you're able to jump all the way down there. And let's see, it's a 15-foot drop, so I think you're going to take 2d6. There we go. All right, so 9 points of damage. Not that much to a strong young Akalupu. And then, yeah, you have 2 more actions. So
Okay,
you can, with 1 action, get to there and still have another action to bite.
I'm gonna do that.
All right, let's get this bite. Make it good. Finish the fight.
Right.
And there's that fireball, so it'll be nice and spicy.
Akalupu's favorite. Does a 14 hit?
Yes.
Cool. Should die. 14 damage.
That'll more than do it. You finish the creature off.
Woo woo.
All right, so you guys have finally won the day and defeated all of these creatures. Manawa Nui, this is looking a little rough now. But that's typical after battle. Y'all are used to that.
Don't worry, guys.
And Akalupu and Manawa Nui, you both feel slightly like where it had burned you. Even though it's no longer glorping on you, it still kind of stings. And you feel as if the stinging sensation is slowly spreading through your skin.
Akalupu does not like this. Sammy! Akalupu needs help.
Supposed to be doing that? Kind of feels like this might be psychosomatic, but it feels like it's coming. It's getting bigger.
All right, let's see if Stammy can do a medicine check to do anything about this. That's if they're dying or bleeding. Here we go. Treat disease. So this roll is just going to be to see if she recognizes that you have a disease. It takes 8 hours of caring for the diseased creature to actually do anything. So that'll have to be tonight. But let's see if she can recognize that you have a disease. 16. I think between her and Yasuka is like, yeah, sometimes those guys give you like this weird gloopy like stuff, and it'll like give you like warts and things. And Sammy's like, yeah, this does look like it might be spreading. We'll need to tend to you guys. Otherwise, I worry you might, turn into mushroom zombies or something. Yeah, and these slime molds, these like jello shot creatures are like super gross and slimy. So like if you turn into one of those, I like don't want to be there.
Akalupu's definitely going to be a big baby about it.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, do we want to go just a little further or wrap up here? Because basically, like, are you guys...
have to head out. I actually have an appointment in a half hour, so...
Cool. So is the plan heading back to town or camping?
Probably back to town. Akalupu wants to sleep in a real bed. He doesn't feel good.
All right, is that the plan?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Then we will pick up next time with you guys heading back into town. So let's go ahead and wrap up. As always, let's see. Abe, what has Manawanui learned?
Manawanui learned that sometimes it takes a second for the effects of shady mushrooms to kick in.
Well, especially edibles, they tend to have kind of a delayed onset. All right. What about PPOP? What has he learned?
That he has a strange attraction to unicorn people, just like his father.
Yeah, and it seems like the unicorns might have a strange attraction to him, so it appears to be potentially mutual. What about Akalupu? What has he learned?
Akalupu learned that jiggly boys don't taste good.
No, they tasted gross. They tasted like wet trash filled with like lichen.
Yeah.
Unlike
like,
the crabs and stuff
Akalupu's
you've
not
been eating.
picky. Yeah. Akalupu's not picky, but these were bad.
Of course, then again, this is the boba tea island. They probably actually are just jello shots. So actually they taste pretty good, and you're feeling like, other than the burning in your legs, you're feeling pretty good.
Take it. Akalupu found that jiggly boys do taste good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope everyone had a great game, and I will see you all next time.